The air would choke you first, not with smoke or poison, but with the raw stench of humanity. It creeps through cobbled alleys, settles on rotting timbers, and clings to your throat like a damp shroud. If you were to wake in medieval England, your clock would already be ticking. 24 hours, no more. Soft choir builds under thunder. Slow pan through a fog-drenched street. The day begins before dawn. There are no alarms, no comfort, only the dull ringing of a church bell, calling the living and the dying alike. In a town where waste flows like water, even the air carries a disease. You inhale what thousands exhale. You drink what others have already touched. And if you're lucky, it only makes you sick. If not, it kills. Low rumble of distant thunder, close-up of dripping roofs. You stumble into the morning market. It's not a place of abundance, but of survival. The meat is days old, the bread is stale, and rats dine beside the people. The butcher's blade cuts as much disease as it does flesh. Here, hunger isn't a feeling, it's a law. Sound of flies buzzing grows louder, slow tracking shot through the market crowd. You'd try to eat, but your stomach isn't ready for what their world calls food. No preservation, no safety, just desperation cooked in smoke and blood. Your body, born in a cleaner age, would turn against you. The sound of wind howling between stone walls. A child coughs in the distance, and as the sun rises, so does the danger. Disease is everywhere, but mercy is nowhere. In this world, the plague is not a chapter in history books, it is the air itself. Soft choir fades into the sound of church bells. Doctors, they don't heal, they bleed. A cup of blood, a prayer, and blind hope. If your body breaks in medieval England, it is not medicine that will save you. It is luck. Or the grave. Slow pan over a wooden table with crude surgical tools. Wind rattles through cracked windows. But the world outside the sickbed isn't kinder. Step out into the streets, and you step into law. Without mercy. For a thief, a hand, for a heretic, the fire. For a woman speaking too loudly, the stocks. Distant screams fade under church choir. Slow dolly shot across a wooden scaffold. You are an outsider. Your accents, your clothes, your eyes. All wrong. Suspicion here is quicker than mercy. And if they don't understand you, they don't need to. A single whisper is enough to turn the crowd. Slow heartbeat builds under the sound of murmuring villagers. Every hour drags you closer to the edge. Your body weakens from hunger and filth. Your lungs burn with the rot of the streets. Your ears fill with the cries of the punished. There is no safety here. Not in the light, not in the dark. Soft wind whistles. Distant chanting grows. Night is no comfort. It's when the rats come. When thieves breathe through cracked windows. When faith and fear share the same bed. Candlelight flickers. Soft choir turns into a low hum. Even the church is no refuge. Its walls echo with prayers, but prayers don't keep out the plague. Even saints rot here. Soft organ plays in the distance. Camera tilts up toward a stained glass window. Midnight comes, and you've survived this long. But the fever doesn't care. The world outside your door doesn't care. In medieval England, death isn't an event. It's the atmosphere itself. Thunder cracks sharply. A slow zoom into darkness. You might try to run, but run where? There is no clean air beyond the walls, no shelter beyond the filth. In this age, survival isn't about courage. It's about cruel luck. Slow pan across foggy countryside. Crickets faint in the background. The hourglass runs dry. Your heartbeat slows, your breath falters, and the whispers of this world sink into your bones. You came from a future of comfort, but here, comfort never existed. Choir fades into silence. Camera tilts toward the moonlight through clouds. 24 hours. That's all it took. The world of medieval England doesn't need monsters to kill you. It only needs itself. Low heartbeat fades out. Slow dissolve to black. This is not a tale of heroes or kings. This is the truth of a world our bones remember, even when our minds forget. You think you've made it to morning, but in medieval England, the sun is not a mercy. It is another trial. The plague does not rest. Hunger does not sleep. And the streets have learned to consume the weak without blinking. You walk into the crowd. But the crowd is not alive. It's a machine of survival. Every face looks past you, not at you. Their world isn't built for strangers. It devours them. And the sickness you carry from the night will find no healer here. Low ambient hum of murmuring voices. You clutch your side. Pain bites deep. The bread you ate was more rot than grain. The water, more filth than life. What killed most people here wasn't a sword. It was a meal. You search for clean water, but clean is not a word this age understands. Streams are graves for the sick. Wells are shared by the dead and the living alike. Your lips will touch what corpses have touched. Water dripping echoes under a faint choir. The wind carries no mercy either. Every gust brings the scent of open wounds, of refuse, of graves that were dug too shallow. You cover your nose, but that does nothing. This world lives inside the air itself. Thunder murmurs in the far distance. Slow zoom through the streets. Then come the rats. Not the timid creatures you know, but lords of the night. They swarm in cracks and corners, beneath the wood, between the breaths of sleeping children. They carry death like a gift wrapped in fur. Scratching and scurrying sound builds slowly. One bite is enough, one fever, one chill, one swelling. In this age, it's not a question of if you fall, but when. The plague never knocks. It simply arrives. Soft heartbeat builds beneath a low whisper of wind. And if the plague spares you, the people may not. Fear here is a weapon sharper than any sword. Strangers bring blame. Blame brings fire. Crowd murmuring grows louder, shifting from whispers to shouts. You are not one of them. You dress wrong, you speak wrong, you are wrong. And in medieval England, wrong is enough to hang you. Rising drum beats echo faintly. The church may offer prayers, but prayers do not save. They bind, they judge, they whisper your sins whether you have them or not. Salvation here is not earned, it's decided. Distant church choir swells slowly, and you, with your modern heart and fragile lungs, you were never meant to breathe this world. Here, mercy is a story they never learned to tell. Another hour gone, another breath stolen, and the world of medieval England tightens its grip. You thought surviving the night was victory, but here, daylight kills slower. Soft choir fades into silence. The sky darkens, though the day has barely begun. Here, time doesn't move forward. It decays. Every minute bleeds into the next, thick and suffocating, like smoke trapped under a dying sun. You try to find shelter, but safety is a language medieval England does not speak. Every door is shut against strangers. Every home is a fortress of suspicion, fear, and sickness. Wooden doors creak shut one by one. Footsteps echo down a cobbled street. In the corner of the square stands the gallows. The crowd doesn't need a reason to gather. Here, death is public, and the living are always watching. The sound of a rope tightening, murmurs grow beneath a low choir. Your eyes meet theirs, the condemned. There's no plea in them, only the dull acceptance of a life already written by someone else's hand. Here, even breathing wrong can become a sin. You don't belong here, and they can smell it. Not with their noses, but with their fear. Fear makes monsters of men, and strangers are the perfect prey. You run. But this world was not built for your feet. The mud grips like hands, the air claws like smoke, and the shadows move faster than you can breathe. Heartbeat quickens under rising choir. Behind every corner waits a rule you don't understand, a custom you can't follow, a punishment you can't escape. You are not living here. You are being hunted by time itself. Echo of footsteps fades into dripping rain. The church bell rings again. Not to save, but to mark. Every toll is a reminder. Someone has already died, and someone else soon will. Low tolling bell reverberates through the air. You collapse into the mud, lungs raw, body shaking. Your blood is too clean for this world. Your breath too fragile for this air. Medieval England does not care who you are. It only knows how to consume. Rain falling harder. Heartbeat slows. Choir fades into low hum. You thought the danger was hunger. You thought it was plague, but it was time. A world that moves without you. A world that has no room for the living who don't belong. As night falls once more, the final hour approaches. No doctor comes, no prayers are heard. The only thing left to greet you is the silence of a world that never knew your name. And when your heart stops, the world does not pause. The bell tolls once, the fog closes in, and another nameless body is swallowed by history. Low bell strikes once, slow dissolve to black. You wouldn't last 24 hours in medieval England, because no one truly did. They didn't live, they endured, and history has buried their screams beneath its cobblestones. Soft choir rises gently like a memory. Wind fades out. The world remembers their suffering not in words, but in silence. And if you listen closely, history still whispers, if we dare to listen.